Stance, first move, 1, step forward, middle punch, 2, half turn, defense 3, wrist release, step up and throw back fist, step out and punch. Center line low defense, knife hand defense, high defense, high defense, high defense ki. 3/4 spin low, step forward, middle punch. Half turn right low, step forward, middle punch. Low, step forward, punch, punch, punch ki. Reinforced chop, 45-degree angle chop, 135-degree angle chop, and 45-degree angle chop. Return back, ready stance. Attention bow, and this way bow. Okay, I'll bring my assistant on, Mr. Perigo. We'll demonstrate the self-defense applications of the techniques. The first movements are very similar to all the other forms, the basic forms 1, 2, 2 advanced, and 3. So it really depends in your mind what technique you're applying on. Just to refresh your memory, basically the low defense can be used as a strike to the groin. If somebody grabs your clothing in the low position or high position, you can use it to knock the hands off. In the advanced interpretation, when your hands cross, you're coming over, coming into your arm bar, forward stance, stepping up, sliding into a middle punch. The rear defense, to review, could be from a wrist grab. You're using a cross step with your feet coming up, just like you would fold, twisting down, shifting into your forward stance. If you're facing this person here and they do a straight wrist grab, stepping back, shifting down. So you're bringing your hand away from the thumb, which is the weakest part of the hand, towards your center of energy, which is right here where the karate belt knot is tied, down. If they come forward with you, you're stepping up and throwing the back fist, and then following up with a straight punch to the chest or solar plex. Center line 2 movements, low defense, knife hand defense, can be interpreted 2 different ways. If you want to use them as strikes, strike groin, strike neck, or if it's a low punch coming in and then another punch, you can use it as a double block. The 3 high defenses coming down the center can be, I interpret that as 3 different self-defense moves. If somebody grabs you 2 hands, you can use them to knock the hands up. If they try to strike you into the head, you can use it as a high block. And then also, if they're moving toward you, you can use it as a strike right up under the chin or to the neck area or to the chest area to push them back. The 3/4 spin, 2 interpretations. Wrist grab, coming up. You'll see I'm reversing the grab here. This hand is up, striking down on the back of the ulnar bone or the base of the tricep. Moving forward, moving that person with me to keep them off balance, driving the punch down. Coming from the rear, same movement as over here. Coming up, twisting, moving forward, and punching. And if the head is down low, then the armpit or the rib cage will be the next primary target. Going down the center line from here, if my person is grabbing here left on left, and I turn left 90 degrees, then my partner comes in front. So what you're seeing from here is as you move forward, that person is off balance. You've got the ribs, the armpit, and you've also got the neck. And we just do that 3 different times in order to pick up the concept of the form. What makes this form interesting is the next 4 movements, the reinforced low chops, can be interpreted many different ways. The 3/4 spin in the low chop, one way I interpret that, especially when we're sparring, fighting stance if you will, and I'll try to do it slow to first. When we're sparring a lot of times and people spar, they get used just to the kick. They just block it off and they throw a back fist or reverse punch, and that's basically for sport. But the footwork, if you do this correctly, if you're blocking back towards the ankle and then you're trapping the ankle, then you're spinning the person all the way off balance, then there's a throw involved here. I'll do this slow and you'll see where my left leg will then come set into here. And then you're in this particular movement. You're not going to end up in a perfect back stance with a chop position, but the self-defense application is there to put the man down into the onto the ground. The 45-degree angles going up left and right. I'll do it from this angle so you'll be able to see from my back side. Right leg in front if you will. So if we're fighting the person and we're at 90 degrees, a lot of times you're not going to be at a good angle to attack the person's leg. So what we'll do is shoot off to the side and then attack the thigh at a 45-degree angle, which makes it more sensitive. So instead of staying put right here and blocking, we move up at a 45-degree angle and chop. So doing it from both sides puts it like this. So whether you're going 90 degrees, 45, or 270, the angle is what makes the techniques effective. These are 45s. Actually, I went 90 there, shooting up 45 into here. Blocking and trapping, attacking that thigh, which will buckle this leg if I hit it, hard enough. So in review, on the three-quarter spin, if I'm blocking here and I'm trapping, I'm coming back, and I start to spin, the knee locks in against my rib cage, and you're right down for a follow-up move. It's a beautiful move for the street. It's a beautiful move in tournament competition if you don't get called for holding. And you're ready for a follow-up. But you end up in the basic fundamental stance of the low chop. Also in the low chop can be against the hands. So if he shoots in a straight line technique, you're coming up the block, and you're in this angle here. As you go at 45s, shoot at the face if you will, or you can go into a spin of 270. Anytime you're spinning the man or your opponent, you're breaking their balance. Because if you deal with the pressure right here, the person's totally unbalanced. So as I pivot and spin, it breaks his balance, makes my technique a little more effective and easier to apply. Also, the 45-degree angles off of the punches, if you will, come from this angle here. Shoots a straight right hand. Will be like this. Left hand, like this. So you have to be able to use both hands moving at different angles. So the low chop is a very devastating movement. The footwork depends on how you want to attack or if you want to spin the person off balance. Now we'll have the Pyung Ahn Cho Dan executed at full speed. Mr. Miller will be back on. Pyung Ahn Cho Dan at full speed. Ready? Fight! Paro. Sit your bow. Good job. And that concludes the Pyung Ahn Cho Dan.